house and they see that the switch plates aren't on right, or there's a little crack in a corner, or things that, you know, aren't construction matters. Just it puts a question in their mind as to, oh my gosh, what else is wrong? And I'm definitely not saying we're hiding any of these things, but I was going around my house getting ready for a party this weekend, and I'm going, gosh, I meant to fix that last week, and I didn't.
You know, with that idea, you're right. When you're talking to your realtor, and I know Mitch and I have done this any number of times, we have a couple of handymen that work for us. One is Paul with High Maintenance, and you can call our office 669-0070 if you're looking for a handyman, and we'll get you his phone number. But this is part of that budget of what you should spend to get your house ready, and it's the things like Mitch is saying. You know, you want the switch plate put on the wall that broke and you took off. You want carpet cleaned, which wouldn't be your handyman. You want to have everything clean and spotless. But all those little things that, I can't even think of all of them right now, but we all know in our house there's some things that aren't working, that don't look right, and get your handyman, because typically for $300 to $500 you can get a lot of work done, and it will definitely help you set the stage to show your home.
You know, again, whenever anybody kind of sees these things that they're not done, even if they're very minor, it puts into their mind, you know, what else could there be? So, and a little bit of money invested now in the beginning can pay off in the long run. You know, if the house sells sooner or quicker because you've spent this little bit of money in the beginning, your dollar's ahead.
You know, Mitch, you're right. One of the things that, you know, on the same note, is that when someone walks into your house and it's clean and it's kept up and it's not cluttered, they look at it as a home that's truly been taken care of. If you've got too much clutter, it's dirty, the garage is a mess, the yard is full of weeds, there's no flowers, they think you've never taken care of your home, and they don't want to buy it. They move on to the next house. So these items, I think, are critically important, and we've fought this battle for years with people where we try to say, you've got to do these things, and you know, they don't even see it. It's hard to get them to walk in and see it as a buyer would. But the next step, Mitch, is let's get on interior a little bit. You know, the other items, you know, the things that could spruce the home up just a little. You know, like it could be a little bit of like a sofa that needs to be recovered, something to be brightened up. We could do, you said painting. I think painting is good, and I think you're right, keep it simple.
Well, getting to the inside, you have to walk through the front door, and sometimes a new coat of paint on the front door, or get a color that kind of attracts people to the front as part of the curb appeal, plus you're walking through the front door to see the rest of the house. So, you know, that's a start there. And you know, I had a chair that needed a little reupholstering, and I decided, you know, why don't I just get rid of it rather than have it there, and it just makes the rest of the house not look as well as it is. So sometimes if I can't afford to, or if we can't afford to actually reupholster, then let's just take it out.
Absolutely. I mean, again, that's an overall clutter question to begin with. When you're looking around, and again, talk to your broker about it. If you need to, rent a storage place for 6 months and get the stuff out of there, because maybe you can use it in your next place. But again, if you can't afford, you know, sometimes if you just spruced it up with a great color, you know, to make the chair part of the room. But I think what Mitch is also saying takes it back to the clutter question. If you get a few things out of there that are really kind of in the way, don't add anything to the room, again, the person that walks in can easier see their things there and yet understand that there's space, there is space.
This actually goes into the kitchen also. You know, you have these great counter spaces, and you've got toasters that you use once a month. You got a blender that maybe that Friday night you want a margarita, you'll use it. Let's put those underneath in the cabinets. You know, they don't need to be on the counter. Without all that stuff on the counter, it makes the place look much larger. And maybe new knobs on the cabinet doors, or clean the cabinet doors.
Yes. Again, clean, clean, clean. Big, big issue. When the Counter, great point, Mitch. If you walk in and you see the streamlined, perfect counter, that's how you see yourself as living, even if we don't typically live that way. It's vitally important. And again, put the toaster away, put the coffee maker away. Even if you got to store some things in the garage at the time of a showing, have it as streamlined as you can for the showing. Front door, you said a minute ago, Mitch. Haven't you seen people that do a bright red front door or a bright yellow or something that can really make it fabulous and really attract you to the entry?
My front door is so red I go in through the garage. But it just really changed the whole front of my house when I painted the door red. But you know, let somebody walk into that kitchen and go, look at all this counter space. I could have a toaster, I could have a blender. You know, let them come up with the idea and your house will sell much quicker.
Some of the other items that I can see, well, repair anything outside that's damaged. You know, loose siding, caulking, reseal an asphalt driveway. Keep your garage door closed when they're arriving so that they see it by walking in from the inside. You know, that they don't see anything else in there until it's open and it feels perfect.
Do you remember, Betty, when they used to say put an apple pie in the oven so that when you walk in the house the smell is inviting and very homey? Well, that's kind of a bit of an extreme for me. I guess I could buy a frozen one and slip in there, but you know, I've been in homes, showing homes where people have incense or room deodorizers, and they're a fragrant that maybe they really love, but I just, you know, a lot of people don't. So let's don't over smell your house.
No smelly stuff.
But use your nose, and if you've got pets, cats, then maybe you want to get some Febreze or something to make kind of a neutral odor in the house, or a fragrance. But you know, definitely don't, you know, boil the spices so that somebody walking in immediately thinks it's pumpkin carving time.
No, and I think you're right. I mean, litter box, just keep it clean. And if you're showing it, clean it that day. Keep as much ventilation going as you can. But if you put too many weird smells in there, it can also look like you're trying to camouflage something. And typically that's not the case. You think it's kind of fun, you think it's a kind of great spicy thing. No, I mean, it really isn't going to work that way. It seems like you're camouflaging something. If you bake a platter of cookies that are out there for the people as they arrive, fine. You know, then you can see that somebody was trying to do a nice gesture. But short of that, you don't want to do any of these room deodorizers because it really is a big negative for most people.
You know, dripping faucets, besides our wasting money, you know, if somebody sees the faucets dripping,